as I was telling one professor long back, that the reason why the Vedas or the Mahabharata or the Bhagavad Gita is still valid is that although human technology has changed, human psychology has not changed. Humans are still aspiring for position, for objects, for different gratification, for validation from the society. And because human psychology has not changed, although human technology might have gone way ahead, therefore, when the Vedas or the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam are discussing, is the issues that humanity faces internally and in dealings with each other. And here in Vyasadeva, he is deeply contemplating about the future generations that are going to come. How are they going to practice devotional service and attain the perfection, although I may not be present? That is one of the important roles of a leader, is to ensure that the systems that has been set forth, they function even without his presence. And that's one of the glories of Srila Prabhupada, founder of ISKCON, that most societies, most initiatives, after the person who initiated that, he demises, then they also go into a decline. Or they exist as a standalone society, as a sect. But just like Vyasadeva was contemplating and wrote these Vedic literatures, Srila Prabhupada also, out of his great compassion, wrote the Bhaktivedanta purports, by which anyone, Prabhupada sometimes said that even if all the temples are gone, if there is one book that is left, the Bhagavad Gita or the NOI, then this movement can be recreated. And that's the spirit of the parampara. And that spirit is what is to be carried on. Long back, I heard a story from the ashram that there was one devotee who wanted to have the Maha of the spiritual master. And sometimes we tend to keep them and worship them, either is Uttariya or is different, the bowl that in which he ate. And sometimes in the lockers there is a special section that is made on in the rooms. So one day, the Maharaj's slippers were found missing. That somebody was so eager that I need to have Maha. I'm seeing in everyone's lockers, everyone has some Maha or other. I don't have Maha. So somebody stole. And then Maharaj didn't have chappal to wear, slippers to wear. So and then there was an inquiry. Who stole? Of course, nowadays we have CCTV camera, so you can go back. But those days there was no CCTV camera. So, of course, there was an inquiry, and usually these things, who stole the Mahaprasad, you never get an answer for that. So then the leader then, one of our senior leaders, made a comment that stuck to me a lot. He said that it's good to steal that you want to have something from the Guru, but the best thing that you can steal from the Guru is the mood of the Guru. That if you can imbibe that spirit and continue on that spirit, then that's the best thing that can be taken. And the whole parampara, as Prabhupada here is mentioning, is that the personalities are different who are coming, but the spirit that they are carrying is the same. Just like in the Gita, Krishna says, Vashamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grinani naroparani. The external manifestation of the spirit soul keeps changing. Sometimes it is very young, very energetic. Later it becomes old and then ultimately decays. But that spirit soul doesn't get lost. It again takes a new form, new body, and again continues. Same way, our Vaishnava tradition, right from Brahma, the spirit behind the message has been the same. The body, the form, the organization that it takes, and every initiative that, every organization that our acharyas established, they all go through struggles, just like the human body goes through struggles. But if we understand it is that spirit that is the most important, and if we ensure that the spirit is not lost, then we will be able to again regenerate, again the future generations, whoever connects to that spirit will again bring the movement back to full life. And we see that Srila Prabhupada was not someone who was within the institution of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He was not a full-time devotee of the Gaudiya Math. He was a grahastha, he was staying outside, he had a business. But he imbibed, not that others disciples didn't imbibe, but he very strongly imbibed that spirit of his guru, Saraswati Thakur. And then because he imbibed, in some other place, he couldn't in the initial days establish in India, but in the West he established and formed the body of ISKCON. And the body of ISKCON may go through struggles, but the spirit of the ISKCON is the spirit that Vyasadeva is carrying here, is that of deep compassion for those souls whom he has not even seen.